Hi, I'm Jane from Poppy Patchwork, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a block called Steps to the Altar. So we're going to begin by making the half square triangles, and for this we're going to use the squares in fabric A and B. So on the wrong side of the lighter fabrics, I'm going to draw a diagonal line across the centre. And then I'm going to pin these right sides together with the coloured fabric. And then at the sewing machine I'm going to sew 1/4 inch away from the drawn line on both sides of the drawn line. I'm now going to remove the pins and then cut along the drawn line. Now I'm going to trim these using my preferred method of trimming half square triangles, which is to use the Quilt in a Day 6.5 inch triangle square up ruler. You need to trim these using your preferred method, and if you want to right mouse click on the link above, it will take you to my video on how to trim half square triangles with a standard ruler. I'm now going to set the seams and press towards the darker fabric. I'm now going to clip the dog ears off and then set them to one side. I've drawn the block out in my Quilt Block notebook, and I've written out all the measurements. In this book you will get lots of blank pages, and I find it really useful for calculating the size of my pieces for the block. The odd and even Quilt Block notebooks are available to buy from Amazon. Scan the QR code to visit Amazon. You can also join my subscription service to get the block PDF with the measurements, method and trimming instructions. Also get access to the block PDF library for all previous blocks, plus many more benefits, such as this free baby quilt pattern. Sign up today by scanning this QR code or visit my website poppypatchwork.com. Now let's get quilting. So to make the 9 patch units in this block, we're going to make them in strip sets and then subcut them. So we're going to set the strip sets out like this. So we've got fabric A and fabric C, 2 fabric C's and fabric D, and again 2 fabric A's and 1 fabric C. So I'm going to start by joining them in pairs, and then we'll come back and put the third strip on. So I'm going to sew these with a 1/4 inch seam, and I'm going to press these seams. So I'm going to set the seam and press towards the yellow fabric. And now I'm going to sew the other piece on. So I'll take those back over to the sewing machine, and now I'm going to set and press the seams. Again, I'm going to press towards the yellow fabric. And now I'm going to subcut these into 1.5 inch strips. So I'm going to start by straightening off one side and then cutting 1.5 inches. So now I'm going to make the 9 patches. So because I pressed the seams towards the yellow fabric, these seams now should nest. So I'm first going to pin them in pairs, sew with a 1/4 inch seam, and then I'll pin the third strip in place. I'm now going to press these seams in one direction. And now we're going to pin and sew the other side onto this 9 patch. Again, I'm going to set the seams and press to one side. And now we're going to lay these out in block layout. So now we're going to sew these together like a 9 patch. So I'm going to sew these in pairs first. So I'm going to take those over to the sewing machine and sew with a 1/4 inch seam. We're going to return these to block layout. I'm not going to press these yet, I'm just going to pin these bottom pieces onto the columns. I'm going to take those to the sewing machine and sew with a 1/4 inch seam. So I'm going to pop these back into block layout. So now I'm going to press these seams open. I'm going to pop these back into block layout. And then I'm going to sew the columns together. So at this point here I've got to match these points. So if you right mouse click on the link above, it will take you to my video on how to get perfect points. So I'm going to take these to the sewing machine and sew with a 1/4 inch seam. So I've given the block a good press and I've pressed the seams open for a flatter finish. So congratulations, you have made the Step to the Altar block. I hope you've enjoyed these videos, and thank you very much for all your support by downloading my patterns and buying my books. Bye for now and happy quilting!